Good evening from InvestSharp.com. This is Randy Smoten with your Monday, January the 10th market update. Well, we started off weak and ended a little bit stronger, kind of like we've been doing now for about 2 weeks. So similar as far as that look goes. We had the dollar was down today. Gold, silver, and oil were up. Copper was mostly flat. So taking a look at the dollar. So we're right here. We probably have. I mean, there was no selling today, right? It was just kind of a day of rest for the dollar, and up here by these previous highs right through here. We had a lot of buying here. And then let's see, we had the light sweet crude futures were up $1.22 to settle at $89.25 a barrel. So over to the West Texas Intermediate Crude Point Figure chart. So like I talked about, we still around that 88. We held it. We're still holding it. We're right in this area. Of course, we have this $105 barrel point and figure bullish price objective. That's still intact. Let's go take a look at the Russell. So the Russell was up almost 4 points to 791, up 0.48%, which it had it was up the most today out of the Dow and S&P and Nasdaq. So still looking pretty good, holding this 20-day here, right? It's kind of held it through here and holding it here, so it's still looking good. Take a look at the S&P, mostly sideways, still holding the 10-day. Nasdaq, same thing. The light blue line here, still we dropped the 10-day a little bit there, but for the most part, we continue to hold the 10-day. And then the Dow, which was actually the weakest today, down 0.32%, but got a little bounce here off the green line, the 20-day moving average, but still closed right around the 10-day. So it's still market seems to not want to go down, not moving anywhere fast, but continues to be resilient. And volume was pretty decent around daily average, around average daily volume. And actually IWM is kind of interesting. IWM volume is actually about 27% higher than average daily volume. So a lot of volume can IWM. I'm sure there might have been a little short covering there, possibly. There has been some people trying to go short, which hasn't been working out too well yet. So let's go take a look at gold via the ETF GLD. So we're still kind of holding around this 132.50. It's trying to hold up. It had a breakdown here out of this ascending triangle. It had a breakdown, but we're still consolidating here. Doesn't seem to want to go much lower, at least yet. SLV, silver ETF, still holding right around here. Pretty tight little string of mostly doji string here, and still holding up, hanging around the 30-day moving average. So silver did get a little bit of a bounce today. Copper trying to hold the 20-day, still right around it. Didn't move a whole lot today. Said it was mostly pretty much flat on the day. Then the Euro FXE got a little bit of a bounce in the FXE. Take that off there. So we made a lower here, a lower low than here and here, but we'll see if there's a little bit of reversal here. It's kind of interesting, but it had a big sell-off. It's kind of due for a little bit of a bounce. Let's go take a look at the Cleveland oscillator. When it comes up. So we're still pretty neutral here. So up here would be the overbought, and down here would be oversold. So we're still very, very neutral. We could go either way. Take a look at the sectors. So 5 of the 16 sectors we follow finish in the green. The semi-index had the large percent gain, up 1.04%. Home construction index was the weakest, down 1.98%, which it was kind of due for a rest here. This home construction index had been really strong for most of last week, so not too surprised about that. Over to Chart Watch. Throw a few ideas out there with you. Of course, we had a lot of breakouts today. Netflix had a big breakout. I mean, obviously over $8.50, right? 4.79%, but breaking out above the downtrend line, so it's looking really good. FFIV also breaking higher with lots of volume. It's looking good. Apple breaking higher volume. Penn National Gaming breaking out of this little triangle, had decent volume. Let's here to see the volume. Yeah, see above average volume, so it's looking interesting right here. First Solar breaking out above the downtrend line with volume. This Shire making breaking out of this had resistance here, and it kind of had been bouncing back and forth right between the 70-74, so it's had a lot of volume here, a lot of volume here. Didn't have as much volume on this breakout though, so I'm not sure. Kind of keep an eye on it. Probably I would wait for over today's high if you were going to buy this one, and just because of the volume wasn't all that impressive on this one today, considering it was breaking out there. Saks breaking out above the downtrend line. Aruba Networks breaking higher, huge move, huge volume behind that one. Skyworks, another huge move with huge volume. All the solars are looking good. TSL taking out, actually did close maybe a little bit below this downtrend line, but still looking really good. And of course, it's got the resistance here, this midpoint of this large bearish candle, and it's stuck there too. So probably over today's highs, you could jump on board that one if you're not already in that. SNCR breaking higher, looks good. Of course, the railroads, a lot of those are looking really good. UMP breaking higher. Then I have a few ideas that, well, some of them are at the top, some of them aren't. Stanley Black & Decker, you might see what it does here at the 30. It should have a little support here, right? So we'll see. It's still a flag. Probably wait till it breaks out of this possible bullish flag, but it wasn't a lot of selling. So it's kind of on my radar. AVGO. Another one that's in this rising wedge pattern, so I would wait for over today's high with some volume to see if it can break higher, but it's got a lot of volume coming in, so it looks like it wants higher. DEC, right around the downtrend line, maybe peaked out a little bit above it today, so watch if it can take out today's high. Probably jump on board DEC. VNR, nice bounce off support with the volume coming back in today. And still watching BEAV. Still, I had this breakout here with volume out of this triangle, and it's been holding it, and it just hasn't moved anywhere yet, but looks good here. APA still holding up really, really well. Probably wait for it to take out this prior high of 125.59, and could go along that. Would be the next buy point. VOLC. So it had a breakout out of this triangle and then pulled back, but it's got tons of volume, so it's probably going to go high tomorrow, even though it did pull back within the triangle. Still watching neutral tandem. Still looking really good. It's had a lot of buying. It's just kind of resting here. It's holding up really well. CRE. I like CRE if it can take out today's high with some volume and go higher. But for the most part, it's been consolidating, going sideways here. So maybe over the 69.04 here. What was this? This was a little bit lower. I might even wait till this 69.04. Maybe buy it up. It's got a nice cup and handle going here. CLF, still watching it. It's been holding around, the 80. Not a lot of selling. I'd probably wait for it to take out this, the high of whatever the low day is. And here's, the low day so far. BCR. Baird. I like this one. It had all this buying to get up here, and then it's been going drifting lower, 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 and then it's held the 30, right? And it's been holding this 30, so it looks pretty low risk if you use today's low as your stop. And if you look at the weekly, that's why that maroon. I always use that kind of a maroon brownish color for my weekly. Has a really nice touched here and here and here on the weekly, so the midpoint of this Arcano. So it's got a nice weekly on it as well. And Vimple. VIP. So this had already broke out above the downtrend line, and now it's holding it, still holding up pretty well. So I think it's still worth eyeing. TRGL, Torador Resources, nice little tight pattern here, little tiny dojis. So it looks like it's just resting to go higher, and it's another one that I like the weekly a lot on, right? It's touched here, and I don't know what that was, a bad tick possibly, and touched here, and so it's holding around this breakout here of the weekly really well. And EOG breaking out higher over this downtrend line out of this symmetrical triangle. Lots of volume coming in off the bottom here, so it's also looking really good. So economic data on deck tomorrow. Nothing that should move the market much. Stuff that I watch that closely. There's going to be some Goldman store sales, Red Book, and wholesale trade. Like I said, nothing that I'm too worried about is market. One earnings I would be watching is Lennar, the home builder, will be before market opens tomorrow. I'm going to see how it does, and it actually beat last time, so be interested to see how Lennar does this time. So as far as current market signals, obviously there's no change here. So obviously all on still on a buy. We haven't been moving a whole lot here. We're just kind of consolidating still up near our highs, but the market looks good. So here's the bullish price objective per the point figure charts. All right, so that is it for today. Thanks for watching.